We're glad to have you here with us as we kick off a brand new week of Let's Chat, final couple of days of the month of March. And we begin with Charles Frazier. Charles is the president and CEO of CARTA. You see him all around town. You hear a lot about him. First of all, Charles Frazier, thanks for joining us. Give me the overview of what falls under the CARTA umbrella.
Sure. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
And most people aren't aware that we've got kind of three distinct business lines. And so we own and operate the incline railway, which is one business unit. Second business unit is downtown parking and the shuttle that works with our parking system. And then there's the traditional public transit. So we've got three lines of business that we're overseeing on the day-to-day.
All right, let's begin up here with the incline. You
Sure.
had some problems with that last year, and now it's up and running. Has the public responded now that the incline is back open?
We are so thankful that the incline is open again. So we had that devastating fire not last December, the year before, and it took us offline for a full 7 months.
Right.
And so there was quite a bit of expense to bring it back online. It's been online since July, and the public has responded. So we have a lot of visitors coming, and so this last month we had one of our highest ridership months, and we're really excited about the future as well. We've got some unique development opportunities that we're researching, and we're going to have a lot of public outreach about those things.
All right, let's continue rather with the parking situation.
Sure.
CARTA is responsible for a lot of the downtown parking.
That's right.
How much?
So we have about 7,000 public spaces that we manage. That's all of the on-street parking. And then we own 3 parking garages. We own another parking lot, and then we manage 3 other parking garages beyond that, and then several parking lots as well. And we're intermingled, though, with all of the private owner-operators, and there's about 14,000 public spaces in that ecosystem. So we've got a good amount of parking available.
You hear, I'm sure, at cocktail parties, lunches, and whatnot, the big question, why is my parking downtown so high?
That's right. So in many communities, I think this is a discussion, is why am I paying for parking?
Right.
So let's start with just kind of why paid parking. I hear a lot from businesses, so the restaurant that you want to go to. If their employees or if people that live in the area are parking at that premium spot right in front of their business, they're not able to attract people that come in and spend money to eat. And so it's really an economic impact issue. What's going on downtown is you've got parking prices that are managed by CARTA. All of our revenue goes to fund the shuttle and parking itself. So it's the least expensive. It's $2 on street. First hour is free in our garages. But the private owner operators, they've got a different goal. They're looking to generate revenue. And so that pricing is often much higher, and the minimum time that you can park is often greater.
One of the things you and I were discussing is the Consumer Protection and Parking Enforcement Ordinance.
That's right.
Now, tell me how this applies to CARTA versus the higher profit generating parking lots.
Sure. So I think there's 2 things to understand. Number one, CARTA by city code, we operate as the Chattanooga Parking Authority. We are responsible for issuing citations and then collecting those fees on behalf of the city of Chattanooga. So this is something that we must do. And what's happened is over time, people have not followed the rules. And so what we have are 64,000 outstanding citations.
Wow.
And the value of that is over $4 million. And so it's a quantifiable problem. People come and they park and they don't pay, and then they don't follow up and pay the ticket either. And so it's a real issue.
So what if somebody approaches you and says, look, I know I've got 15 different parking tickets over the years. I want to settle them up. Can't afford to do it all at once. How do you handle that?
So this has been something we've been talking a lot with City Council. As we were contemplating the enforcement mechanism, we have built in a community support program. So three levels to that. There'll be an amnesty period where, just as you said, I've got all of these tickets, I'd like a little bit of a discount because I'm going to pay it off, and so that's going to be an opportunity. The second opportunity is for people that have a hardship situation. They've lost their job, they've run into a financial difficulty, they can pay off. And then the opportunity for food for fines. So we're going to give people an incentive to donate food in lieu of part of their fines, and so we're trying to also create a win-win with our community.
It certainly sounds like you're making a lot of headway in that aspect, and you have just recently come out with your annual report, and it's right here.
That's right.
Copies of this are available to the public, correct?
That's right, online.
You can get them online, and you can find out more about the great things that CARTA does, the downtown shuttles, which in many cases are free, also the caravan, which we didn't have a chance to get into.
That's
How
right.
many rides a year do you do on the caravan?
The caravan's been a success story. Our ridership has increased a whopping 54% year over year, and that's because the quality of the service improved, and so it became more reliable. We're really excited about the caravan service that we're
And
providing.
you guys have done a great thing with all of your endeavors, especially your three main revenues that you were talking about a moment ago. Appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate
and
you
sharing some
having
time
me.
with us. You can get in touch with Charles Frazier and find out exactly the wonderful things CARTA is doing and ways that you can get involved to help. The website is ridecarta.com. That's ridecarta.com.